Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome to my shop. In this episode, I'm going to do wine bottle balancing again. And also, this time, I'm going to show you how I'd use the template. I use that to cut out my pattern, roughly. But I'm also going to use the template here as a router template guide for getting these edges very smooth. Also, I'm going to show you how with these, based on the geometry that I've got, that these will balance bottles empty or full. Also, they will balance the bottles of 750 milliliter and also the 1.5 liter. 1.5 liter is known as the Magnum. You get into some larger bottles beyond that, and they're called some different variation of a Magnum, but pretty much the 1.5 liter is the most common Magnum size. So as before, I would cut the length of my workpiece to 12 inches, and then the distance from this edge to the center of the hole is 7 inches. And then I would cut the 45-degree angle on this, on the table saw here, while it's still a solid piece, before I take it to the bandsaw and cut out the template shape. And also, before I go to the bandsaw, I'll cut out the circle. Okay, one note that I wanted to make about this is that these measurements don't always have to be that all precise. As you can see, these two pieces, one is a bit shorter than the other. However, and these are rough cut yet. I haven't done all the trim work and sanding yet. Still, this short piece still balances a bottle just fine. Okay, for this example here, I've taken the template here, as you can see. Got my double stick tape on here, and I peel those off. Doesn't take a whole lot of double stick tape to do this. Got my workpiece here. What I do is place this on here squarely and press it down, make a stick. I will use that as my guide for when I do my routing. Okay, so here on trimming this flush trim with a trim bit on the router, I'm going to use this straight bit, and it fits on there so it lines up with the bearing, and the, let's see, get this on here, cutting head and bearing kind of match up there so you can get the support you need. Once I get it mounted into the router on the tabletop here, I'll get that finally adjusted to make sure I've got, good contact and good cutting all the way around. Now this is it's a 1/2 inch straight bit. It's got a 1/2 inch shank on it, and the cut length, the blade here, is 1.5 inches. And the clearance between here and the bearing makes it good for working with a 1/4 inch template. Using this in a regular router, handheld router, it would be like this. So this would be a bottom bearing bit. And if you're using it in a tabletop router, then it's a top mounted bearing bit. It'll mount into my router here. Okay, as you can see, I've got the router bit height adjusted, and so that the bearing follows along the pattern here, and then I'll cut into the material to get it flush with the pattern. Okay, now to get this template back off of here, I just take a putty knife and kind of work it in here, and then it starts to separate. And the pattern can come off. Just like that. Now, take off this double-sided tape. So now we've got wine bottle shape according to the pattern. Next I'll do is I'll round over the edges with a 3/8 round over bit. Okay, what I did here is put in the 3/8 inch round over bit, and you can see hold the board down when you're adjusting the bit to adjust the height of the bit. I'm adjusting it so that this just barely clears the edge of the wood, because I don't want to make a line on the edge of the wood there. Okay, so now I'm going to round over the edges on this. Okay, so now I've got rounded over edges, all sides, and around in the hole here, it's rounded over on both sides. So, good deal. All we need to do now is a little bit of sanding and finishing. This one is a black walnut, so I'll probably put a clear coat finish on it, and it turns quite a bit darker once I do that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and this one where I trimmed around the pattern with a pattern bit rather than doing it on the oscillating sander. It still has a little bit of sanding to touch up things and make it smooth, but this makes it real easy for following a pattern exactly. Which way you want to do it, some people like to sand with the oscillating sander, some people like to follow along with the pattern bit on the router. So it's kind of whatever your preference is and whatever production method works best for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you got something from it and you like it, please give me a like. And if you want to see some of my future videos as I come out with them, I don't do this as a business or anything to make revenue off the ads, but I'm just putting things out there here and there where tips and tricks and things that I've done. So I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe and you'll see what I do in the future. Thanks.